after a 4-month hiatus on the podcast, we are giving you an update as to why we took a break. Honestly, it's been a struggle to keep up on the daily, but you will hear all about that in just a few minutes. This is a short cast, but I want to thank all those who have reached out to me and asked us how we've been, and hey, where are you guys? I see your Facebook posts, and it sounds like you're all doing really well, growing your businesses, building new shops, and buying new equipment. But sometimes unexpected things happen, like to some of the guests on past shows, as you will find out. Today, we ask for some special prayers, thoughts, and help, if you can, to a fellow coder who I interviewed earlier this week. Let's get ready to level up your powder coder game. I haven't recorded and produced anything since February. This is the last time I was on I did a live show in February. I've just been so busy. It's been crazy. And of course, I'm training in my office. So my daughter's trying to kind of do more work for me at the shop here. And see, we're getting all organized. So we have like OSHA books and employee handbooks now. Getting all official.
Yeah, the workload has been crazy lately for blasting and powder coating.
Yeah. So I feel bad because everybody's like reaching out to me and so much has been going on and I haven't even I've got like 4 or 5 recordings and I haven't even edited them. So, and I've got some amazing guests. So I'm going to probably throw this out there just because I know you are so desperate and I do want to share this and give an update to not just on you, but also to a good friend of us that has also been on the podcast. For those listeners out there, please keep Jimmy O'Malley in your prayers tonight. Let me share. So remember Jimmy O'Malley?
Absolutely.
Episode 25, Pitfalls and Puns with Jimmy O'Malley. I had so much fun on that show. So Jimmy ended up being homeless, got a divorce, lost his business. I ended up I didn't even know it was as bad as it was. I mean, obviously I was friends with him on Facebook, but I was just like, all of a sudden I don't know, he posted something like a month or so ago and I'm like, hey, what's going on? It just sounded so bizarre. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, I need $50. I need to walk to some town in Arizona. And I'm like, what? $50? He's like, yeah, my parents kicked me out. I'm like, what is going on? So I guess I don't know, a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah, and Jimmy is a good guy. Like I used to talk to him and then he got rid of his powder coating business and then he started another one and got rid of that. It's like, yeah, it was weird chain of events with that. So to continue, we've been doing pretty good. The business has been growing. Ended up hiring my son on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you guys are in Vermont.
We're up in Vermont, northern Vermont. We ended up building a blast shed on the back of our building. Been doing updates of that on Facebook. Well, Tuesday, we got hit with a flood. They say it's a once in 100-year flood.
Oh my goodness, one of those.
Yes, and I'm at the intersection of two rivers. A lot of people can see on my YouTube channel when they watch it. They see our back lawn. We're really high. We're like 30 feet at least, the ground just from the top of the river. Well, we woke up 5 a.m. in the morning, and the river was pretty much an ocean at that point. Went outside. I was in my shorts at 5 a.m. Went outside, and a lot of the stuff was floating. So I just jumped down on the lawn to pull up stuff on the porch. My wife heard me. We pulled some stuff up. It took about 20 minutes. Looked down cellar, and we were probably by that time about 4 feet. Went down there and tried pulling out as much as we could, but within 20 minutes, it was over our heads down there. Went up into the shop, and at that point, we were pretty much already screwed because it has to go through the shop to get down into our cellar.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we're finding out now after things can kind of dry out and test it that we took a big hit. We took a very, very big hit with equipment and powders and media and tools and just everything. It's rough. Greater Blast Technologies actually reached out to us the day of it and right along for support, community support. So definitely appreciate them guys. But yeah, we're finding out not only did the shop take a big hit, but we're cleaning out our basement and getting rid of all of our personal belongings because, of course, they're flooded. But the house, of course, I mean, hot water heaters and things like that are just gone now. So expenses are kind of adding up super fast that are not, you know, how everybody is. It's week to week sometimes with the money we have and everything. And my powder coating business is my side job, and I do it basically for the YouTube channel and just to teach people.
Right.
That's right. So it's not really a big money maker on that aspect. So yeah, but
it's like equipment, you know, equipment heavy, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So,
I was just trying to bring up some information on that, just so people can read about it. But I mean, we're facing, like, I guess they're saying, I don't know, we're supposed to have something hit either today or later today, or although it's bright and clear and sunny out. Hurricane Clive or something. They're tracking a hurricane in Hawaii right now, towards Hawaii, but I think it's going to break up.
Fingers crossed it does.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I have no toilet paper at home, you know, and then every time that happens, everybody rushes to Costco and buys out all the freaking toilet paper, so you can't get any anyways, right?
Yeah, here locally, I'm a trustee, a village trustee on the board for our town. So highest form of government for us, except the governor, which is the whole state of Vermont. So while we're dealing with our stuff, I'm having to leave my wife pulling stuff out to go and deal with community stuff on top of that.
Oh my, yeah.
So yeah, this past week has been rough. Needless to say, wicked rough. So yeah, we're just trying to figure everything out and figure out the next steps, because it's just overwhelming at this point.
So how high did it get into your house? How far did it get into your house, or just the shop?
The shop, the basement, and it's right at the bottom floor. So 7 feet up in the basement, a couple inches before the first floor. And then the shop, probably about chest high in the shop, because my house sits up higher than both. And I do realize, I think you're gone, but this may be able to be edited. So I do realize, or I finally realized that you don't realize how much stuff you have until something like this happens. Oh, there you are. You're back. I realized that you don't really realize the stuff you have until things like this happen, and you're pulling out lawnmowers and plasma cutters and welders and hand tools and refrigerators and freezers, and it's like, so
and you have to inventory it all and find receipts, and I don't know, it just becomes a nightmare.
We don't even do that because we're not in a flood zone, so of course.
Oh, so you didn't have flood insurance?
My dumbass didn't have flood insurance because, I mean, I'm literally like, if you look at some of the videos, I'm literally like 30 feet above the water, if not more. If you pop up a video, I think I sent you a couple pictures. One of how my lawn normally looks, and then the other one how it looked that day, and it's just unbelievable because how many towns have to be flooded for that water to get up as high as I am? And we did. We had a multi-town flood, and FEMA was there.
Oh, that's good.
Oh yeah. It's been a horrific ride for the past week.
Well, that's good. So are you gonna do some FEMA stuff?
Well, I got told, which I've never been to the FEMA thing before, that they don't think since I lost my house that it would amount to being on their radar. And then they said, well, you could always go through an SBA loan, but when you're trying to pay for everything that you're going and dealing with, you really don't have that extra money to go and get a loan either. You know what I mean? It's just like, it contradicts itself. It's like one of those things.
Yeah, but that equates to getting like an idle loan, and you're better off doing that than getting like a private loan or putting it on a credit card, because credit cards are like
high
ridiculously with the inflation rate, and I mean, if you can get an SBA loan, I'd highly recommend it, especially because it's almost like a reset. That's pretty much what we got in order to start Maui Powder Works during the pandemic. I mean, you're at what, I don't know, something at a low fixed rate of like 3% or something like that. So, I mean,
we were looking at that. It's kind of like that same concept of you need a vehicle to go to a job, but you need a job to get the vehicle.
Right. Exactly. It is kind of like that. Yeah. So I'll put the link in the description for your GoFundMe. So everybody go help out BJ. He's in Vermont. BJ was on episode, I'm going to go share my screen here. 18. Yes. I brought it up. I'm going to share. It was one of the best episodes we've ever had. I thought we ever shared or ever had. It's
me and the wife talking to Ross about everything, basically.
Yeah. And I guess in hindsight, I probably should have called this one Hot Flocking Part 2, but I decided to do some other kind of strange, like, I guess I wanted to say, what I was trying to get through on this episode, why I called it Coder to Coder, was that I was just trying to build up a community, like, hey, let's share information. That's what this podcast is about. And, that's kind of what it was about, like sharing information and exchanging goodwill. And, we don't have to always hide secrets from each other. And I don't know, whatever.
It's funny because in that, I used to look at hot flocking as taboo. If you watch my videos since I did that, I hot flock a hell of a lot now. I utilize a lot of what he said now that I always looked at as taboo. And I have a lot better results, and I don't have like thoughts. And so, no, that video definitely help me out progress with my powder coating on how you guys did yours. And I lost you again.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some things that you can't possibly do without hot flocking. I mean, in my opinion, but I don't know.
No, it makes it a lot easier, and there was a lot more even than hot flocking on the area. It was like I never realized you could sand down primer, and you let it cure all the way. That way, it's not tacky. I mean, that I learned a lot during that.
A lot of the pre-treatment stuff, and it's funny because I was on the Facebook groups the other day, and I actually saw or read somebody else referring to one of the solutions that Ross uses. Somebody else was referring it. So I know they only heard that through this podcast, through that episode, because that's where he was mentioning it. So I was like, oh, they heard it on the podcast and now they're sharing it with other people. I mean, that's
the point.
That's like music to my ears.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of everything. So
yeah.
So
anyways, I'm happy that they're sharing that information to other people. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm so sorry you have to go through this. I mean, with being in Hawaii and having to face this kind of stuff, sometimes with hurricanes and stuff, I certainly feel, I know how flooding is and all of that. I certainly feel for that and know how you feel with all that. And this too shall pass, but special shout out to you, prayers to you and your family and your wife, and dry it all out, hang it out on the clothesline.
It's all out right now, everywhere on our lawn. It's all hanging out, and I definitely want to give a thanks to Greener Blast Technologies for their support in this time too. Those guys down there in Mass have been a lifesaving to me, so I definitely want to thank them guys.
What's that? Say it again.
Oh, I said I also want to definitely thank Greener Blast Technologies for down in Massachusetts for all they've done, the support they've given too, because that means a lot when you don't even have people in your area reaching out to you and just supporting you. It just makes a world of difference when you're going through stuff like this.
Yeah, I'll put that link in the description. It's the GoFundMe, and give whatever you can, $1, $5, $20. It all adds up, and it's not easy building back and trying to build back better. And sometimes it's easy. Maybe when you clear it all out, you can think a little straighter and see what you need, and
we will. We
grow.
We started from nothing to start with, and we will get back here one way or another. Yeah,
because it's all right here. You haven't lost anything because it's all right here.
Absolutely.
One more shout out is to Ross for tomorrow. He's got a colonoscopy.
Oh, I feel for you.
This is the second one because the first one didn't go well. He hadn't really done all the instructions very well, so he had to come back again.
Yeah, the Cologuard. Go Cologuard. Don't go to the doctors. Cologuard is the way to do it.
Yeah. So he's got to fly to another island to get it done, and he's dragging me along with him. So anyways, it's going to be a little fun off-island trip for me and him.
It'll be a fun off-island trip for you, but I really don't think it'll be one for him.
Yeah, no. I got to sit in the waiting room for hours and hours and hours. Trust me, I'd rather be here at the shop. But anyways, I'm so glad, and I will. I'll edit this and get it out right away. And I thank all the listeners. Thank you guys for waiting and waiting and waiting. It's just been a kind of like a growth phase for us, I guess, internal growth phase for us. Just Ross has been training Rob, and I've been training Jessica here in the shop, and we've just not had a lot of extra time to do a lot of podcasting. Although I've got like 4 or 5 episodes recorded, just need to get through the final details, and some excellent guests. I mean, really excellent guests coming on the show. So, and 3 more in the works. So it's not a lack of content, that's for sure. It's just just a lack of space, and because we only got the one computer that is now crashing on me. So clearly we need to do some fixing up around here. But BJ, I wish you guys the best, and I'll keep you in my prayers, and I know the audience will as well. And I'll make sure to make a donation to you guys and get you guys up and running as soon as possible. Keep us posted.
I will. Thank you so much.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.